Hello, my name is Connor, and I'm here to pose a question to all of you. How many of you have a dog or are looking to get a dog sometime in the future? Every single year, millions of dogs are put through shelters, euthanized, and adopted. Now, there's actually local organizations that I think it's important that we all get behind because we can combat this. By all of us doing our part, we are able to help combat the amount of animals going through shelters and increase the amount of animals that go through these shelters and get into good homes. So let's get started by talking about how many dogs are euthanized because of shelters and the overpopulation that is occurring currently in America in these shelters. Right now, there are 3.3 million dogs and 3.2 million cats that are put through animal shelters across the United States every single year. With that being said, there's roughly 610,000 of these dogs are actually returned to their owner. That's according to petstatistics.org. Now, as far as overpopulation goes in these shelters, shelters are only designed to hold so many animals. And with America growing as fast as we are as a country, the more the animal populations are going to increase. Where animal populations increase, so do the amount of animals that are unwanted, disregarded, or put up for adoption because people simply can't take care of them. Currently, 670,000 dogs and 860,000 cats were euthanized last year among shelters. These are surprisingly high numbers considering how much as a society America goes behind animals, especially companion animals such as dogs and cats. That is also according to Pet Statistics. They're one of the leading sources for humane societies where they get their facts from. Granted, with these shelters though, there are, like I said before, there's 6.2 million dogs and cats that go through these shelters. But there's 3.2 million that do get adopted. So not all are euthanized, but with the help of you guys, I think we can always improve these statistics. Thankfully, there's local pet organizations right here in the Portland Valley that we can support, donate, and help combat this terrible thing. Crazy Lady Rescue is actually a huge contributor to stray animals. They're the main source in Pocatello other than just the Humane Society of adopting dogs. It's run by two women. They have done amazing work through the community and every year pass through hundreds of dogs of cats through different foster home programs and things like that. So the way that they work is they take dogs and cats in that are strays, need to be put up for adoption and things like that. And they actually put them into foster homes until they can find a permanent home. They provide veterinary services for all their animals. They do neutering, broken bones, sick. I mean, they're great vets. They make sure all the animals are always taken care of. Actually, a quote right off their website, petladyrescue.com, is that they help all animals, big and small, because they really do like to take care of cats, dogs. It doesn't matter where the animal came from. They're going to do their best efforts to make sure that these animals can get into a great loving home. Now, if you go to their website, the best way to find out where these animals are or where they've been from, they actually post a story of each animal that they have up for adoption at this point in time. Currently, they have about 20 dogs up for adoption. Each one has this story. They range from older dogs to puppies. And actually, last year they had 20 puppies come through and they were able to find foster homes for all of them. So how can we help? We can all help by donating food, money, supplies, time, foster homes. There's endless ways. Some of the biggest thing that Pet Lady Rescue, Crazy Lady Rescue likes to accept as donations is money, obviously, because money makes the world go around, and that's how something like this is allowed to stay funded, because obviously people aren't going to be able to afford paying out of their pocket for the rest of their lives. Another way is through donations. The more you can donate food, toys, beds, things like that, the less that less overhead there is for Crazy Lady Rescue. And then you can always be a foster parent for a dog. I know that the two ladies are always advertising, looking for foster parents to hold these dogs. So if you ever want to maybe know if you're prepared to have a dog, you're not quite sure yet, and you just kind of want to maybe not necessarily have the dog, but a dog, you can always look at being a foster parent for these animals. And the number one way you can always help is by adopting these animals. Like I said, there's millions of dogs that pass through shelters and things like that every year. And the best way to combat this is going through local organizations like this who are willing to provide low-cost animals, veterinary services, and make sure they're getting these animals into a good home. So remember, through pet statistics, they say that every 13 seconds a dog is euthanized. And I mean, to me, that's just a crazy, surprising fact because of how often we as a society are telling each other how much we love dogs and animals. And that's exactly what Crazy Lady Rescue is trying to combat. She's trying to make sure that as a society, we're adopting as many local animals as we can and not letting them fall through the cracks. So if you're looking for a dog right now, that's the first place you should be checking, is some kind of pet rescue. And there's not just Crazy Lady Rescue. You can go to the Humane Society. There is Fuzzy Paws. They're based out of Twin Falls. And then there's also a bunch of organizations in Boise as well. They should definitely be the first place that you should check. And actually, there's a lot of benefits to adopting a dog from a rescue. A lot of people like to skip the puppy stage. I know I have myself a dog, and you have to deal with peeing on the floor and picking up after them and chewing on stuff. The advantage of adopting a dog is going to be that you can get an adult dog who is already familiarized with being in a home and already has a good story and is just kind of looking for a loving home to be in. Crazy Lady Rescue definitely supplies good stuff like that. So all in all, I've talked about how many animals are put through shelters every single year. On top of that, I've also gone through and looked at what we can do as a society. We can back Crazy Lady Rescue. The two ladies who run it are awesome. And all I can say to end this is that we should definitely always be looking towards adopting animals instead of getting them from breeders, so that way we can make difference in these animal lives. Thank you.